We're gonna just talk about what? The Nintendo Switch 2, and then or are we talking about other things?
I mean, we can talk about whatever, but I have one hit to accomplish here tonight, and I'm going to definitely do it, and then we can do whatever. Yeah. And little did we know it was going to be a gnashing of teeth.
Yeah, so I'm sorry if I jumped in, but I was like, dude, I want to talk to Zoo about this because I have some stuff to say, and he's like, well, I'll see if Rosie wants to add you to it. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
No, the more the merrier. This will be. I think in general, I think we're going to agree on this, so this will let me get my talking points out there before the OJ conversation inevitably happens.
Alrighty, so
Oh,
hello everybody. My name is Crimson Rosso, and welcome to another episode of the Airship Lounge. I am your host, and with me I have two guests today, and I will let them introduce themselves. Switch, Phil, would either of you like to go first?
uh, I'll let Zoo go first.
All right.
Yeah, hey, this is Zoo with Flipping the Switch. It's a mostly retired channel now, but I've been summoned, so first thing you should know about me is I run a Switch 1 channel. I have to differentiate now because I play on the good Switch. I play on the Switch that's worth a shit. So I just want to make that clear. That you can find me at Happy Wanderer with 1P on Twitter, or you can find me at, I think it's called SplitTube now, temporarily. I've got a new secret channel, but you don't get to hear about that. But if you find it, you find it, and I hope you do.
All right. All right.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'm Philip. I go by Phil Winnup Collects across all socials. Pretty much, you can find me on Twitter mostly, YouTube, got a YouTube channel, collection based channel, just whatever other crazy nonsense that I want to upload on there. I do work for a video game publisher, Premium Edition Games, to make physical games for the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. I'm very glad you were a last minute entry, but I'm very glad you were able to join us. And gentlemen, today we have been introduced to something, haven't we? A certain new era of gaming is upon us. But it is an era that started out with a lot of high expectations, in my opinion. I'm gonna say this right now before we really get into the complaints. I was a fan of the direct when they were doing that. I thought they were doing very solid. They were explaining everything that the system was going to be, and it's like immediately after the direct, they shot themselves in the foot.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree with that entirely, actually. So, I think you were in my, I think, terms you were in my Discord as I live reacted to that this morning. And let me wind the clock back a bit because y'all should know that I lost a day of business productivity to this piece of shit, and that's my fault. That's not Nintendo's fault. That's my fault. But doesn't help the sting any less. Okay. So, long story short, I'm reacting to it. I think my reactions are pretty hype, honestly. I'm like, oh my gosh, this Mario Kart looks hype. This is an open world Mario Kart with knockout races across the entire map if you want. Oh shit, here's a Bloodborne game that looks lit. Oh shit,
Oh, wow.
that Donkey Kong game looks really good. But that wasn't what happened, was it? Because turns out they left a lot of fucking baggage on the table, didn't they? That they didn't want to talk about. We didn't. Now, I guess I should have known right off the bat when it's like, this is a Switch to Direct that isn't giving us a fucking price. Ah, okay. This is a Switch Direct that was kind of cagey on what they meant by the backwards compatibility. Huh. This is a direct that made it a point to spend 5 minutes on fucking wheelchair basketball and a fucking game where you walk around the goddamn surface of the fucking system that they expect you to pay for. Huh. And
Bad
so,
about that.
so I gotta tell you guys, my noggin was a fucking jogging while we were doing this thing, okay? Noggin was already a jogging, but it was the aftermath and it was all of the post press releases, the fine print as I called it on Twitter, that got put out there, where I think you watched public perception turn on this system in as murderous a way as I have seen, not since the original Xbox One debut with Don Matrick.
I remember,
This
okay,
this system Don Matrick itself. I wasn't aware. Nobody told me that Furukawa is like Tony Soprano, so he's a member of the Sopranos family. He's in the fucking garbage business. He's a little e-waste peddler. That's what that little fucking nerd is. And it's just unbelievable to me that we literally pissed away 8 years of fucking goodwill that this company built up after that piece of shit disaster that was the Wii U. Like, we just fucked that goodwill into the dirt, didn't we? But anyway,
Yep.
Phil, throw some dirt on this piece of shit. What do you got to say?
Well, I just put out a YouTube video. It's uploaded on my channel. I went over my thoughts. It's about like 10, 11 minutes out. Posted links out there, and everybody can check it out. But my thoughts are thinking it's just like everybody else. The game is really cool. I applaud it. The fact that they got an exclusive From Software game, new IP. I applaud them for that, because that I never expected from Nintendo. Nintendo, out of the other ones, I expected it from like Microsoft. You expect it from Sony. I didn't expect it from Nintendo. So you can see that they're trying to raise the bar in that, in that way. And the games that they were showing, the Mario Kart.
Hold on, Philly. Philly, hold on, buddy. I gotta stop you.
Donkey Kong, like, I've not seen a 3D Donkey Kong game since Donkey Kong 64. I've been waiting for that. Like, I don't know why.
Philly. Gotta stop you real quick, buddy. You got burnt on some fine print there. You didn't read the fine print. The Bloodborne game is live service trash.
What?
It's a PvP game. It's a multiplayer PvP live service trash game. You gotta read that fine print. Nintendo will fuck you on the back end, man. Every time. Nope.
It's not gonna have a single player mode.
Nope. It's player versus player. It's live service trash, buddy.
I'm taking my Dragon Ball hat off.
You got fucked?
See me on this? I don't even know if you're showing cameras on this. Is it people can see me on this? Is this the one where you show your face? I don't know.
You did. I didn't.
Okay.
I don't have a face.
Because I want people to see my disappointment just hearing that right now. Okay. But Austin just took that wind out of my sails, man. You just took the wind out of my sails. That was like one of the big things that I was so pumped by. And it's live service, no offline, no single player.
I don't know. Now, I don't know about that, but I know that if you go read up on the synopsis, it is a PvP multiplayer game with up to 8 people.
Well, I know that new, like, Elden Ring DLC, it can be like PV multiplayer too, but you can play it by yourself, which is okay. It's not going to be more challenging, but you can do it.
We'll find out, but that description is far from, given all the other fuckery that happened post-Rec, that is not encouraging.
We'll just put a pin in that. But like, moving
put
on,
a pin in it for now.
We'll put a pin in it for now. But if that turns out to just be live service trash, oh, Nintendo, you're gonna hear more wrath from me. But we'll just put a pin in it now. But
anyway, go on. Sorry, go on.
Okay, getting on with what I was really concerned about that was upsetting. It's like there's so many things. For the first thing is the virtual game cards. To me, I already said that is just Nintendo's way of trying to convince people that digital is cool and awesome and they should give up physical ownership. That's what it is. If you don't care about physical games, a lot of my concerns probably won't matter to you. Okay. But I love physical video games, right? I like to own my games. I don't want to license. I don't want to require internet crap. I want to own my games and decide when I want to play them of my own free choice, especially when the price of these games is, I'm hearing $80, $90 for like a standard game.
$90
before the DLC or something?
That's been confirmed. It's not like $90 worldwide. That's only in Europe.
Okay. Well, it's probably still going to be like $70
$70
here, 80.
I'm gonna say
He's
this. I'm gonna say
78.
this
It's
right now.
still
I'm gonna say this.
crazy for a Nintendo game because those will never go on sale. Like, you can't even get Mario Odyssey for under $30.
I'm gonna say this right now.
Why?
I'm gonna say this right now. This is going to be like a lot of people have been like even Zoo has said this is going to be like a Wii U. I disagree. I think this is going to be a 3DS situation where they try to put out something that is not worth the price, and they're going to after a few months when it's not selling, they're going to have to bite their tongue and admit when they're wrong.
Well, hopefully they put a lot of those titles, first party titles for the Switch, as like Nintendo Selects because we have not seen those in a while
Because
since the 3DS. So
Well,
we need to bring those
in
back.
Crimson, that's the best case scenario. I don't think it'll be as bad as the Wii U, just because of the goodwill that was built up over
again,
the last 8 years.
also Zoo. I am much more of an optimist than you are. So like, I am just trying to see
Yeah,
this as a
but to keep it real, yeah, I don't think anything gets into Wii U territory.
But
Not after what they built up. But keep in mind, the best case scenario is that, like you said, a 3DS scenario where they have to eat some crow. They have to address the fact that they built a burning fucking building and they got to start being firefighters and putting that shit out. That's the best case scenario. There's a
yeah.
worst case scenario, and that is that Sony comes out tomorrow and puts a $50 fucking price cut on the PS5, and the Steam Deck starts to mass produce and puts a $50 fucking price cut on their base model
Or
Steam
they
Deck,
drop the Steam Deck
and
too.
literally Dreamcast that fucking piece of dog shit tomorrow. That's the worst case scenario. Now that won't happen because they're fucking remedial too, so that won't happen. You know,
But
this entire games industry is a bunch of remedial motherfuckers. I swear to God. So that's not going to happen this time. That's not the smart Sony of the 2000s, early 2000s. But yep, that's what could happen is just Sega Saturn that bitch right off the bat.
But
yeah.
one of my biggest concerns is not just the virtual game cards, which is already, that like, oh, we're pushing further as the digital. I was really, really like, some people will be like, oh, yay, we get GameCube games. It's like, y'all need to look at what Nintendo Online has done for Nintendo's retro library. You cannot, like, they could come out with physical cart collections. They don't. And we got like 2 GameCube games physically. We got the Mario 3D All Stars and we got Metroid Prime. But after that, it's been nothing. And now that GameCube games are going to be tied to the online membership, why would they put out physical copies of them? We
Well,
probably
you'll
will
never
we
see
do
those games physically again. Never.
Yeah, with it's
probably
sad, but
not.
it's an inevitability.
And then another thing is it's like one of those GameCube games is Zelda the Wind Waker. I'm like, you have a better version on the Wii U. You got Xenoblade Chronicles X like remastered on the Nintendo Switch physically. Why isn't um why isn't Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, the Wii U versions, on the Switch and the Switch 2? Why aren't they? They should be physically on there. Okay? So it's like you're going to give people the ability to play the GameCube version if they give you some money when they could just play the Wii U version. Like, I don't know. And then
Well, Phil,
then the
there's
business
two
thing,
reasons. Number one is it's controlling your library. The second reason, of course, that goes unspoken is same reason why you didn't see a Mario All Stars collection that has Super Mario Brothers 3. Same reason why you didn't see Super Metroid put on physically. They're fucking terrified of their own products. It's the same reason the NES Mini and the SNES Mini was some fucking shitty limited fucking edition one-time sellout thing that they didn't consistently make more of. And they sold out instantly because Nintendo's fucking terrified that those old moldy games that they used to make would make their new products and their new games look fucking silly. That's why. If you were to put out a Super Mario All-Stars that had Super Mario Brothers 3 and Super Mario World, Mario Brothers, Lost Levels, and Super Mario Brothers 2, and you put that on a cartridge, that game would be one of the top selling games. That thing would be up there. Maybe not with Mario Kart and Animal Crossing; those were like freakish outliers, but certainly right up there in the Smash Brothers territory, right in that sales range. 1,000%, I
But it
guarantee
makes
fucking
it
to you.
makes no sense because look at Konami, even Atlas. They're putting out like retro games, like classic games with a new coat of paint with
Right.
improvements.
They're not
Like,
hardware makers though.
yeah,
That's
I
the
mean, no,
that's the
they're not
difference.
hardware makers. So there is the
If
difference
they
there.
were
But it's
hardware
like,
makers and they had the ability to have a platform where they could just make you membership and just sell those to you like a Disney Vault style, they'd do it too. But they can't.
yeah,
They don't have the
yeah,
hardware.
that's true.
So
That's the argument
they have to
there.
be shitty little hat merchants like we are.
Yeah. And but man, the biggest elephant in the room for me was the game key cards.
Okay. Okay.
Like
Before we get into
they're
this, can
DRM
any of you
in
explain
a
to me how
box.
those
It's
work?
like the Xbox One selling you the DRM in the box. And it's like, okay, you don't understand. Like, Nintendo, why are you so ignorant? Why are you so out of touch of reality? Why? Don't you understand that most people are going to see this and they're not going to understand what the heck that means? And then they're gonna buy it like grandmas, grandpas, casual game. They ain't gonna know any difference. They're gonna think that's a physical game, and it's gonna be like a partial thing or a download, and it's gonna cause a massive, massive problem. People are gonna be so angry. Like, physical games should just be physical games. Why do you make it so much more difficult than it needs to be? That is stupid. What is the point of that? And then it made me sit there and think, you know what? Everybody's excitement about Final Fantasy VII Intergrade remake on the Switch 2 and Elden Ring. But what if those are the games that only get those like game data key card
They will.
releases
They
and
will be.
not the proper?
All third party games. All third party games will be key cards. All of them. That's already
Yeah.
the standard if you look across the board.
And it's like, and if that's the case, then that takes the sales out of this direct. I mean, most of those games you were excited for just poof, poof, gone. Only the
Yeah,
Nintendo.
we're never getting Elden Ring on the Switch 2. It would require a 32 gigabyte card. And FromSoft and Namco Bandai are too fucking cheap. They're too fucking cheap.
And if
And I
that's the
just want
case,
to point out
man,
that Nintendo did this. They enabled this shitty behavior in order to appease these third party thugs. That's what they did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I also saw like pictures of like the case. I was like, what are they doing? Are they trying to take like PlayStation 4, like PlayStation 3 greatest hits cases with like the double red layers or whatever? Whatever are they doing? They centered the logo in the center of it at the top, and it's just a massive chunk of red. And then at the bottom of it, the artwork is covered in a massive text blurb that ruins the artwork. I saw the Metroid Prime 4 Beyond artwork for the Switch 2 case and then the Switch case, and I was like, if I'm gonna buy this game, it's gonna be on the Switch because the Switch 2 case, the artwork looks like crap. That
Yeah,
looks
they look like
horrible.
Wii U and GameCube cases with the aesthetic. It'll fit right into the fucking other failures Nintendo fucking made.
I do not like the cases they tried to do.
Hey Joey,
Like,
how you
it's
doing?
so weird.
It'll fit right in.
Yeah, it's a bizarre state. I think it's more just to save on cost, so they don't have to make those chips, and that's why they're just offering the codes for the game keys.
Yeah.
It's just a middleman, so they don't have to pay extra money.
But
Yeah,
it's
they're
gonna
cheap, man.
confuse so many
I'll never
people.
forget.
And
I'll
and
never forget the first time.
if that's not
Oh, go
gonna
ahead.
confuse people enough, it's the freaking micro SD cards. The extreme ones will work on the system to actually save and download games. There are
I
gonna be
saw that.
so many hundreds, thousands of people like ordering those micro
That's gonna be
SD
fun.
cards on Amazon, and they're gonna do massive return. It's gonna cause a massive headache. People are gonna get so pissed. Why don't this work in my Switch too? Oh, probably because you don't read. And
Well,
I
and I
hear
got
the
to tell you,
customer
Phil,
service.
you just touched on something important because that's going to be a big deal. If you look at how
Yeah.
many Switches have sold, 150 plus million consoles are going to be sold by the end of this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
A majority of those customers aren't the hardcore obsessive freaks that we call hardcore gamers who know the difference
Yeah.
between those two SD cards. It's fucking Karen and Janet from the fucking soccer field. That's from the
Yep.
soccer moms. That's who's buying this. It's the same thing that happened during the Wii U. And yes, it's dumb. It's a very dumb decision to do that. But it's also indicative of a Nintendo I haven't seen since the Wii U era, baby. And it's that arrogant Nintendo that they think people are going to jump through these fucking hoops in order to enjoy their product. It's not going to happen. What's going to happen is you are signaling to me and you are signaling to the market that this is a product for the enthusiast, not for the mass market. That's what you're signaling. And they're just going to stick with their fucking Switch, which is a simple, fun, streamlined process compared to the bullshit
You can
want
use
people to
any
jump through
micro
on this
SD
console.
card you want. Any micro SD card you want. And then the whole thing with like the C button, what's the point of that? What's the point of that? Because after a year, like they're gonna let you have the ability to party chat, video chat on it. Finally, you actually got dedicated party chat. Nintendo, it took you like since the PS3 and the 360 to finally get it. You finally did it. Finally did it. Way, way, way too late. But you finally did it. But after a year, you got to have Nintendo Online, or you can't party chat with anybody anymore. That is bullshit. That is the stupidest thing ever.
This is a
You're going
system
to
that
let
is
people like
so.
it, and then you're going to cut them off from it? That's wrong.
So this is a hostile product. This is a hostile product to its customers. Switch 2, all it does is nickel and dime you. It literally has conditions for everything you do. It tries to control your library. It tries to control what little piece of software you save your games on. It tries to control everything. Everything. It is a hostile piece of hardware. That's what it is.
I will say this though, with that face cam, it opens an immensely beautiful opportunity. So if someone steals your star in Mario Party Superstars, you can just strip buck ass naked and they have to see that.
Well, if you're gonna buy the $80 camera, like literally, I distinctly remember Nintendo YouTubers. I distinctly remember Nintendo YouTubers making fun of the Sony ecosystem, and it's like they would add up like it's like $1,000 to get the full fucking Sony ecosystem experience. How is this honestly? How is this much better? Your $90 and $80 and $70 game and your fucking $80 controller and your $80 camera and your $450 fucking system.
I will say this, Zoo. They have admitted that you don't need to buy a new controller for the Switch 2. Like that doesn't.
Oh, you can use the Joy-Con made for Japanese hands when I have giant fucking American hands.
Yeah, but you can also use the Switch
you can
One
just do
Pro
that.
controller.
You can just get hand cramps.
Like I'm not defending this. I don't want it to sound like I'm defending this, but they did admit that you can use your Switch One Pro controller.
Yeah. I mean, that's something if you have one, but I don't. So I would have to end up buying
I
a
get
Pro
hand cramps.
controller
I hate
anyway.
that goddamn thing. And this controller looks even shittier to some ways.
Yeah, I'm just.
I don't want to use that fucking thing. I don't want to use that thing. I want to use a Pro
controller that is stupid cheap. The 8-bit Doe controllers, like these things, are freaking amazing. Yeah, like they're really good, and they're like
is that the 80-hour battery life controller? I did hear the Wii U had the best controller ever made.
Did it?
Shoot, this thing has like tons of battery.
The Pro controller was like an 80-hour battery life. I do remember that.
Yeah, I know.
Just insane battery life.
I know the Switch Pro controller has
the battery life as well. They haven't said what is the battery life. That's the most important thing. Also, no OLED, man. For the price of this thing, it should have had OLED.
Oh, we knew that. We knew that. OLEDs are crazy right now, expensive.
But they're going to come out with one, and then it's going to be a flat $500 console. Watch, pretty sure.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I see, and I just want to be clear. I also see some things. Now, I made a joke on Twitter, and some people don't understand that, like, it's a joke at the expense, like, oh, how much worse can it get? And the thing I put on Twitter is I said, hey, is this price check before or after Trump's tariffs fuck gamers into the dirt? And the answer actually is after. But keep in mind that that's only affects hardware and physical games. Digital games aren't affected by tariffs. So some of this decision making is absolutely with Nintendo and the third party cartel. This is every piece of corporate and government shittiness coming forward to fuck you into the dirt if you're a gamer.
Yeah,
I've been
The
saying for
only the
years
only
that
question
digital
that
games should
remains is, do
not
gamers
cost.
deserve it or not? Do gamers deserve to be fucked like this or not? It's
And
the only question left to answer,
you know
and
what's
we'll find out.
you know what's worse? I'm pretty sure in Japan it's still just $60.
Oh yeah, because the Japanese yen is
And they
down.
soft region
They're getting
locked it through.
the
Yep,
Switch too. They're getting a region lock Switch 2 for like 333 like
it's
US
Japanese
dollars or
only. Yeah, it's
something.
Japanese language only. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes you kind of wish you understood Japanese so you can import that sucker.
Yeah, it's just this is just them go. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
At this point, guys, fellas, I'm just here for downfalls. I'm just here
hoping
for
we get like
downfalls at this
some
point.
explanation because we just got nothing. You sound super
Yeah.
low. Oh, thank you,
Like
Monster
you
Man.
can sit
Do
there and
I sound better now?
tell me that multi-language in a system bumps up the price that much. Because how much
Okay,
of a
thank you,
price?
Monster.
Like 333. That's like over $130, $140 difference, something like that. Like that is
I don't know.
crazy. That is
It's just
not.
funny to me. And like I said, I'm just here for the downfalls. I want to see if the same group of enthusiast fucking dumb gamers who bought horse armor and who adopted live service trash. I want to see if they're will. I want to see how fucking bad this gets. I'll be honest. I'm gonna be. It doesn't affect me, guys. I'm gonna be enjoying my 400 plus physical Switch library for the next 10 years. It doesn't affect me one fucking iota.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
But
got
no.
all this over here.
I'm here for the downfall of gaming. I want to see how fucking bad it gets for all you dumb motherfuckers. That's what I'm here for.
I'm also going to admit it doesn't super affect me because, as you know, I moved over to PC as of recently, and Nintendo's just like a
Hell
secondary
yeah.
console.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh, dude, you want to have a. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that I love Amazon Prime because they're a bunch of con artists too. But the free games that I get for PC every month that I get to keep from GOG, I've already got 100. 100
Cool. I got Xenoblade
just
X. I'm
with
good.
Amazon Prime.
Based game pick, Monster
And
Man. Xenoblade X is so good.
So
I gotta play
honestly,
that one.
if I was going to pay a membership, at least that's better because I get to keep those games and I can play online for free without having to pay another membership.
I have been.
So-
Speaking of that, have you guys ever heard of a site called Instant Gaming? Okay, so
No.
it's like a PC site. I recently got like an affiliate code there. The deals on that site are absolutely fucking mind-boggling. Like, you can get Steam games that release that day for like $50 in comparison to the $70 they release them for.
Oh yeah, I've been watching the Witcher series again, and I was thinking, you know what? I've never played the first game. They never put it on consoles or whatever. I wonder how much that is on Steam. $10. Check GOG, and it's like $1.
Yeah,
I was like, are you kidding?
yeah,
I'd buy it on GOG.
That's that's like the best part about having a PC is like
Yeah,
all the
but
online
I got a
stores.
question.
Great.
Hey, I got a question, guys.
But
What's up?
Does this website have wheelchair basketball?
No, unfortunately,
no, but it can.
no,
We can make it.
it's got autism.
We can make it.
in spades.
no wheelchair
even.
basketball. I don't know if I can deal with it, man. No wheelchair basketball. That's what I'm here for.
But you know what it
That's
does
what
have
everybody
too?
was here
Well,
for.
It's got an
You know,
abundance of
that's
autism. and
another
you can be proud about
thing.
that.
That irritates me about modern consoles. They keep chasing PC. We want to be PC. We want to be PC. Okay, do you got like 20 different digital
does?
storefronts
That's
with
actually
varying different prices that can give you better deals that you get to choose where you get to shop and get the best deal for your money? Can you like play the game for like an hour and a half, and if you don't like it, you return it back and get your money? Can you like get discounted codes by buying multiple and give it to a friend and this and that? No, you can't do that. You on consoles, you pay the same price as you do a physical, which is ridiculous digitally. Like we ain't there yet. And I just it drives me up the wall. They keep turning our game consoles more and more to like a PC hybrid, but it doesn't work because you can't do on a console what you can do on a PC. Keep it simple, stupid. Focus on just games.
Yeah,
Stop
consoles.
putting all this
That's
bull
sort of
crap
what I
in it.
think
Consoles.
works.
So let me take a quick trip through time with you folks because this is a good point Phil brings up and it's true.
Oh, tell us, Grandpa
the
Zoo.
consoles. Yeah, so basically, yeah. Long story short, consoles are they used to be defined as integrated hardware and software. So the value proposition of the console was that the console was a closed circuit, but it had integrated software and hardware. The cartridges had some of the hardware in it. The consoles themselves had novel things that you could do only on that console, etc. Over time, PC chipsets basically were adopted wholesale by consoles, and now consoles, it's not even like what they are is they're a closed system, dumbed down PC hooked up to a television. And I got news for you guys. That's what I always tell folks. You can do this too. Let me present to you Zoo's Steam Box, which is what everything's a Steam Box now. It's a dumbed down PC hooked up, so you can get a real PC, an extra long HDMI cable, and an Xbox One controller. Hook it up to your fucking television set, and you too now have a modern console that is now an open network source, so you can mod and optimize and do all kinds of shit for. So that's what I would recommend people do instead of buying these absolute con boxes that are not consoles. I don't even call them consoles anymore. They're not consoles. They're not really consoles.
And you know, I was really afraid that the Switch 2 would have more of that digital ecosystem focus, and Zoo was right. They did, and they're pushing further that way. And this would probably be the I don't know how these physical games, that ones that are actually truly a physical, how it's going to go when it comes out. We're going to have to wait and see. But with the massive increase in the prices for the games and the weirdness with the releases and this and that, it seems like the Switch is really the last physical Nintendo Switch console.
I think what bummed me out the most
Maybe
about all of
Nintendo
that.
will see all this
call
feedback
that.
and they'll take a step back, but we'll see. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say I won't ever get this thing, but I'll
Oh,
wait. Like I usually wait years. I will not be a beta tester for consoles. I will not give them my money day one.
I think the
I haven't done
saddest
that since the PS2.
I think the saddest thing was for me during that whole thing is like a lot of the new stuff they showed looks genuinely great. Like
It
open
does.
world Mario Kart with like amazing new levels. You can fucking grind on rails and play as the goddamn cow. Donkey Kong,
That
my
Donkey
boy,
Kong game where you
my
can smash
king,
the whole fucking world up.
my king.
Yeah,
Donkey
that is
Kong gets his
fantastic,
new
man.
3D platformer. Air Riders, sequel to the GameCube, Switch's favorite system of all time. Spread that around. He loves the GameCube.
I love the GameCube.
He does love the GameCube.
So bad.
It does. The new DK looks so good.
Yeah. I really wonder how much of that world you can destroy. Because if you could really just sit there and just pound on everything until it's like gone,
It
that's
looks
what
like
I'll
it,
do.
yeah.
That's the thing. You can destroy everything. That's probably why they pushed that as much as they did, because that's like genuinely impressive.
I hope someone mods it to where you can play as the Incredible Hulk, because I will run around as the Hulk, like in that game, like a cartoony version of the Hulk. Like,
Well, I'll
that'd
tell
be
you,
so
and it
cool.
reminds me again. Old hats will know this as well. It reminds me of the old school like ape ethos. There was a game called Rampage World Tour, and basically what
Yeah.
you would do is you would take an ape, a wolf, or a lizard, and you would just destroy fucking everything. And I'm not saying
Yeah.
that's Nintendo, but it leads into that ethos of like you're this big fucking ape, and it fits
And you're just,
magically.
yeah. I mean, I haven't seen something that cool. Like, well, I mean, I've seen a lot of cool things, but it kind of, in a way, makes me think of Wario
Same
Land,
monster.
or was it Wario? No, Wario World on the GameCube. How you were just like Wario in a 3D world and go around, you were punching and kicking people and suplexing them and eating garlic to recover your health and just kicking everybody's ass. That's what it kind of reminds me, but on a much grander scale with more destruction. It's like they took uh, Wario World, uh, Rampage, and fused it with Hulk Ultimate Destruction and said, "Here you go. Here's your new DK game." And I'm like,
Hey,
yeah.
hey, while we're live, Mudahar just put out his Switch 2 video. It's called "The Switch 2 is Disappointing." Another satisfied customer.
Yeah, I saw somebody else's video about it. Like they were like disappointed, whatever. It's like to give Nintendo just a little carrot. It's like the games that you showed are cool, but everything else surrounding it, I don't know, fam. Like I can't say that I don't like approve of the upgrades like on the hardware or whatever. I hopefully the magnets in that holds it all, holds the Joy Cons together. Hopefully that's sturdy and it works, and it's like the magnets don't wear out, and then your Joy Cons just flop on the ground, because they don't work anymore or whatnot. But I just don't know, man. All the other things are it just deludes the few good things they have, and we're gonna just have to wait to see how it plays out. Um,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm not going to be buying it day one, even though it comes out like 20, like my birthday's like 20 days after it comes out. I'm not gonna pay for it. Like I'm not. I barely have touched my Switch collection. I can play all of these on my Switch. Okay, so I don't need to go out and buy it. And I'm gonna tell everybody right now, if you watch, do not fall for that GameStop bullcrap where it says go trade in your Switch. Don't trade in your Switch. Keep it, because not every game is probably going to be compatible. There's going to be different like issues and problems. And you're going to have to buy a whole new micro SD card because the old Switch games are not going to work with just the old micro SD card. Just keep your Switch. Just keep your Switch. Don't don't trade it in.
I'll go further. I'll go further. If you can,
I'll buy it.
go buy another Switch right fucking now, because I don't think, because keep in mind, when I say that consoles are dead, I'm also, sadly, I also include the Switch in that, guys. The last real consoles were arguably the last real console arguably were the Wii and the PlayStation 3. Those were arguably the last real consoles.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because those were the last ones before integrated chipset, which Microsoft adopted with the 360, by the way, and that's why they had a lot of their problems. The Switch is based on those same kind of NVIDIA chipsets. They're not going to hold and stand the test of time like old school Nintendo engineering used to be. The systems themselves probably have a 15 year lifespan at best because of all the moving parts in that system. I would go right now, as they begin to put steep discounts on the OLEDs, and I would get you, and just leave it in a box in your closet, 2 Switch OLEDs if you can do it. I would do it.
Yeah,
I would
I
do it.
think I think with this news, I may just go ahead and finally break down and get me an OLED because I never got one. Let's see, my Switch is actually this Pokemon Switch Lite, which is funny. I don't actually have this game, but I have the Pokemon Switch Lite. But I don't want to use it that much because it's a special edition. I still use it when I'm like testing games or premium or whatnot.
Sure.
But you, I want like a Switch that I could actually play and also dock to the TV or whatever. And I don't know if they're going to discount it. You've always said they don't discount the hardware.
They probably will now. In fact, I already saw in Britain. I already saw some deals that people were posting that are pretty
How
bonkers,
much
like
of a
like
discount
$60,
was it?
$70 off.
Oh goodness. Well, I want a brand new one. I ain't gonna get one of GameStop's booty ass
No.
copies.
That defeats the purpose. No, it has to be brand new, because the moment you start using the Switch has an internal battery, and that's going to die before anything does. And the
Yeah.
moment that internal battery goes, you can't replace it. Not on the Switch. Not unless you know what the fuck you're doing. So that's the first
Yeah.
thing that's going to go, and that's got a shelf life maximum of about 15 years, right? The other
Yeah.
thing that people need to know for long-term Switch maintenance, so, Flippin's going to take you to school here, guys, in the chat. What you want to do is you also need, because those are not EPROMs that they use, because again, everybody in this piece of shit industry cheaps out on everything now. Those aren't EPROMs. Those are flashcards. Now it's a special type of NAND that it's not read and write. It's read only, which has a longer shelf life. But you need to reflash your cards at least once every 3 years. So if it's been 3 years since you've stuck that Switch card in and reflashed it, might want to do that, because otherwise your cards are going to be subject to bit rot, and the Nintendo Switch has a program that flashes those cards every time it's booted up. So you need to do that. So, one, have more than one Switch. Have a couple in a box waiting for you if you're going to be playing Switch long term. Number 2 important thing, make sure that you flash your carts every 3 years. If you do that, they'll last 40, 50 years. If you don't do that, 10, 15 years from now, you might put your Switch card in, and it might have bit rot and not boot up.
Well, I don't know what still collectors are going to do when it comes to the Nintendo Switch because there's a lot of expensive games a lot of people don't want to open.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
Like Pirate's Curse on the Nintendo Switch, which is something everybody is bugging
don't
LRG to
fucking
reprint.
do that. That's why I tell.
and-
Don't
and way
fucking put a
forward.
game, wrap it in cellophane, put it in a. Don't do that. I try to explain this to be players. Don't be collectors. I know that's a tough pill for a lot of folks, but you used to be, because you used to be able to do that. The games industry has fucked you out of having a viable collection. They fucked you on that. You can't do it anymore.
Yeah, that's true. You can't.
Nope.
What about
You have
3DS?
to unwrap it.
Are 3DS safe? 3DS games safe, or do you need to flash those too?
They're NAND, and they're the shitty. They're the read-write NAND because you can save games. Yeah, those are the bad. Those are gone probably.
Yeah.
A lot of your 3DS collection is probably gone.
Wow. That sucks because I got quite a bit. I got some that's like.
But that said, we've already proven over 2 decades that gamers are fucking stupid. So put it on eBay. Don't disclose. Just put it on eBay. Say, hey, for sale, wrapped, never been opened. Some dumb fucking gamer will buy it for $300.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's disappointing to be a modern gamer, and I think that's why a lot of people are finally waking up to PC, getting Steam Decks and whatnot, because they're realizing that collecting modern games, it's not lucrative anymore, and it sucks. You have to give so much maintenance to it now. Like you got to rotate out. Like Zoo, you have
All
how many
bullshit.
games? 400. You have 400 or something. So you have to, like, every 3 years, you have to take all 400 of those games in, pop them in all your damn Switches. That is so time consuming and such a pain in the ass. A lot of people are like,
I'm not fucking doing it. I'm gonna pay somebody to do
buy
that
all
shit.
the games digital. But if you buy all the games digital, then you're telling Nintendo you don't want physical. So it's like you're danged if you're done. You're danged if you do, danged if you don't.
Digital games, your digital games will also die when that battery goes kaput too. By the way,
I know.
So you're fucked either way.
They're like so it's like a double-edged sword that you're constantly cutting yourself with. Like it's just it sucks regardless.
I learned that the hard way with the Wii and the Virtual Console. Yeah, when your Wii goes bye-bye, you lose all your. You don't get to bring your games forward unless Nintendo has fixed that. Like, yeah, you're done. You're done.
Yeah.
I've got hundreds of Virtual Console games stuck on the fucking Nintendo Wii because Nintendo were done.
That's why I don't trust them with the online membership thing. I'm not going to give them extra money. Not. You screwed over so many people with the digital games, and you didn't treat them with care, and you keep wanting people to buy them again and again and again, and now you won't even let them buy them. You just tie them to online membership. That who knows if you're going to stick with that? Like,
dude,
who knows?
Was my heel turn on physical media. That was the heel turn. That was it, man. I used to buy. I played Castlevania Symphony of the Night on the PlayStation fucking 3 from their store. I played Nocturne for the first time on a PlayStation 3. I had hundreds of Virtual Console games, right? We're talking about I have so much money in Rock Band 2 fucking music that I could probably put somebody through fucking dental school. I used to be a digital person. I heel turned after I got fucked on the Wii. That's what caused that to happen.
Yeah. I am a digital person, I admit, but I am prepared and I fully support emulation if that ever happens.
Yeah, I mean, and it almost seems like you got to now because these companies will not. They don't care. Like they see their IPs as something to dispose of when it no longer is important to them. They don't have any love or care for it like we do. They don't have the sentimentality or the attachment to these games and the characters. It's all profit, margin, and money to them. Like if it can make them a big profit, they'll do it. But they ain't doing it because they love you. That's why people need to stop showing allegiance to brands. They don't love you. They want your money. And they might give you something you want, like give you a little carrot here and now and then. But at the end of the day, it ain't to appease you to make you happy. It's to make them happy. It's to make them money. And I don't know. It's like the whole the whole industry when it comes to video games have decided that physical games are out, and these are the final moments that we're having to deal with, and it sucks, especially as I work for a publisher. Physical games are important to keep our doors open. I think for we'll be fine for a while. It's not like they're going to pull the plug tomorrow, but I can see the cracks in the foundation. I can see
I'll be fine
where
forever.
we're going.
Most of the new games fucking suck anyway. They suck. They fucking
Yeah,
suck. I'll be fine. I'll just go be a retro gamer. I've got, I mean,
yeah.
just the Switch alone, I've got more.
Which is which,
I'm looking back at my shelf right now. I have more fucking game hours on that shelf, considering Morrowind is always in my rotation. I have more game
yeah.
hours sitting on that shelf than I have life expectancy left. I'll be fine.
Yeah, you will. I wish I would have bought more retro, but I didn't. I made a bad mistake in it. But I'll just have to, if push comes to shove, I'll just sell off a lot of the modern stuff and
Do you
get what
remember? Did you guys ever
retro
play
stuff I
Chrono
can.
Trigger? Have you both played Chrono Trigger?
I have not yet.
Copy right up there.
Okay. Well, do you
Yeah.
know the general plot of Chrono Trigger?
I know it's a lot of time travel.
Time
Yeah.
travel shenanigans.
So
Gotta
there's a
save the
future.
world.
There's a future scenario, and in the future, there you have people after the Day of Lavos who are like these fucking withered husks of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
they have machines that they can get into, and when they get into the machine, it gives them all the nutrients, but they're still hungry afterwards. And that's the future. Everybody wanders around miserable and hungry. And so the way I see it is, I thought Xbox One was the Day of Lavos. I thought that was going to be the Day of Lavos. There was enough backlash and pressure at the time. Gamers had enough fucking spine and nuts to actually fucking scale that back and put enough backlash on them to where they scaled that back. I actually think this might be the actual Day of Lavos. And what I mean by that is Lavos is going to pop up. Everybody's going to die, or most people are going to die. I'm one of those people that are going to die in the Day of Lavos. I'm gone.
Can I have
And
your
the
money
people
if
that
you are?
remain, huh?
Can I have your money if you are gonna die?
I tell you what,
We'll split it. You don't get all of it.
we'll
Don't be
figure something
greedy.
out.
Fine.
I mean, everybody's gonna get a lot, but we'll figure something out. But point being is, I mean that as an allegory to the modern games industry, because what's going to happen is this is a modern day Day of Lavos that is going to wipe out a large chunk of their customer base. Guys are not going to stick around to be abused like this. The people, the desperate dumb sons of bitches that stick around for this abuse are going to be like those people who survived the Day of Lavos, withered, miserable wretches that get only nutrients, no sustenance, and they're always hungry. I made out like a bandit on the Day of Lavos. I got out easy. I died, quote unquote. I'm a fucking strange internet ghost. I'll just go and play all of the prior generations of games, and I will leave modern gaming to the leveraged and the abused because they fucking deserve it. If you stick around for this, if you adopt this, if you choose to signal to them that this is okay, then you get what you fucking deserve.
Hey, Keithius.
And I wish nothing on you except what you wished for yourself. And it's entirely your fault. And I will watch as I play my Switch library, as I play my Super Nintendo, my TurboGrafx, my Genesis, my NES, my Wii. And I will play great games that I've never heard of. I will continue to mod Morrowind and play one of the greatest continuing games in history. And I will laugh at Lavos gamers. I will laugh at post-Lavos gamers. And I am here
And
for
I'm
the downfall.
gonna
I am
go
here
hang
for
out
it.
with Zoo. I'm gonna have Zoo build like a garage apartment in his backyard. I'm just gonna say, hey, is it game time? It's game time. Okay, I'm
No,
coming over.
I want if you adopt this, and I'm talking to you, yeah, the audience. I'm talking to all of you. If you do this, I want you to be abused by game companies. I want them to abuse you, and I want them to break you because you fucking deserve it. You deserve it way more than the people of Earth that had to deal with Lavos. You deserve every.
Dude, I had some people kind of like make fun of me because I was like buying Switch games and like, you've been buying Switch games for a couple years, but you haven't ever
Yep.
bought a Switch. It's like, dude, I waited like 3 or 4 years before I bought a Switch. Like, I waited a long time because I have seen over so many years of video games. You know, born in the '80s, man. So I'm dating myself here, but I grew up playing the NES, Super Nintendo. I've been through so many gaming generations. Thank the Lord. And
And they're all there.
I
They're
know
all
the
still
pattern.
there.
I
They're
know
all
the pattern.
still there for you in the ruins.
Every console life cycle, it takes them like 3 or 4 years before they finally figure bull crap out and start putting out the games, work out all the kinks, all the problems, all the issues, maybe a little bit of a price cut, maybe a new system model or whatever, special edition. It takes time. So why do you pay? Why are you like a day one buyer and getting like raped in the butt and then
Because
sit
they're
there
stupid.
after you got it from behind, and you're like, there is no games to play. There's nothing
Because
to
they're
do.
stupid, Phil.
Hey, Rush Dog, how you
Because
doing?
they're because they're
Russell,
and they
every
have
time-
because they're stupid and they have a humiliation fetish. That's why.
Rosso, every time Zoo has me on a show, we talk Chrono Trigger, legit lulling to this Lavos concept. I really got to give Chrono Trigger a playthrough sometime this year.
What? Have you never played it?
No,
I really no, but I'm serious. I'm
Oh,
serious.
my
I've
God.
already lost followers. I've already lost followers on Twitter over this. I'm not kidding, guys. If you adopt these policies, if you don't have the stones to push back on this, like the X-Bone people did, and Nintendo's got some fucking cultists, man. I don't know if the pushback's here. I think they've been domesticated long enough to where I think they swallow this shit. And if you do,
They do.
if you swallow this shit, I do genuinely want you to have terrible video game experiences. I want you to be leveraged for hundreds of dollars. I want these game companies to inflict pain on you because pain is an excellent teacher. Pain is actually the only teacher. It's an excellent instructor, and you need to be instructed. So I hope so. I fucking dare you. Do it. Buy one. See how you like your future.
Yeah, I don't have any interest in the console at the moment. Like, I think
Well-
the price for the console is fine. Like, $450 kind of makes sense with the huge upgrades you're getting, but like, the games are where I draw the line. I'm not paying that much for one video game.
Insane.
Yeah.
Like, if
Like
I'm
I said,
if I'm paying $80 for a video game, it better come with all of the fucking DLC. Like, I'm buying a collector's edition at that point.
Yeah.
Like, I bought
Which is
Xenoblade
funny.
Keep in mind,
Chronicles.
keep in mind there will be DLC
NIS
for
puts
Mario
out
Kart.
collector's
That's not the base price. Yeah.
NIS puts out collector's editions for $100. Steelbook, art book, soundtrack, all this stuff for like $100. And here it is. And here's the funny thing: it's like $80 or something for this Mario Kart World. Where is it? Where is it? Let me see if I have it right here. It's somewhere around here. Let me find it. I just got it. Where is it? I gotta look for it. Y'all talk about this stuff while I find it.
No, you're good. That's just, but yeah, man. Just, I'm sorry, but the longer I think about this, and the longer I think about what was actually presented to gamers today, the angrier I fucking get. I get angrier and angrier as I stew and I dwell on it. I really do, because I genuinely feel like Nintendo was very deceptive here. I genuinely feel like they deceived the audience today. There was so much that was deliberately, and I'm talking deliberately. We got the prices like 20 minutes later. There's no way they were computing that price there's no fucking way. There is no fucking way.
So I found it.
Nightbot, buddy, I gotta tell you,
Okay.
Nightbot, you gotta find a better way to shill your shit, man.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, was that you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Nightbot. That I put
Okay.
that
Oh,
into.
I thought that was someone else coming in to shill. It's like, at least try to sell me a fucking hat, random
No, I put
guy.
that there because
Oh, if that's Crimson, go watch his channel for sure.
yeah, I put that there because it's just like just it pops up around every hour, I believe. So it's like fuck it, hour and like after a set
No,
amount of time.
you're good. You're good. I just want to make sure that nobody's coming in here to sell hats.
Nah, that's good.
But
I'd kick them out anyways.
but it's so it's
Okay.
like 80 something bucks for this Mario Kart World, right? Well, you
Yeah.
know what you
Blake.
can
Nice to
get
meet you, Blake. Thank you.
for like around the same price? Mario Kart Deluxe 8 with all of the DLC on the cartridge. Here's your Mario Kart game. Why pay a vanilla version that's going to get a buttload of DLC that you're going to have to pay, and then like 2, 3, 4 years down the line, there's going to be this version for Mario Kart World, and you're going to pay what, $200 when it's all said and done with all the DLC? They're probably going to nickel and dime
Done with you?
and all the packages and the downloads and the updates. No, just get this. Just get
They
this.
ain't done with you. They ain't done with you, post Lavos gamer. They're not fucking done. You better sit down and take that ass whooping. They're not done with you. No, this little loser nerd has and you can tell by the way that Iwata's last console was the Switch. Furukawa, this little fucking weaselly e-way salesman, he's got more beating to throw on you. He's not done with you. You're gonna pay at least $50 more, at least $50 more dues for Mario Kart. Not done with you.
Another $50-$60, which is
Yeah,
$60
you gotta
is the
shell
price
out.
of like a
You
standard
gotta pay.
game.
You gotta pay that little humble e-waste merchant. You better pay him his fucking money.
I've learned to not buy Nintendo games day one because, for one, they barely go on sale. They think a sale is $10 off after like 4 years of it being on the market.
The only thing that could get me to
it's
get a
Christmas time. Here's your sale: $45 for a 4-year-old game. Wow, what happened to Black Friday back in the 90s and the early 2000s? You used to get crazy ass deals. Now it's like $2 off, and they call that
Hold
a
on,
deep
we got a comment here. So Monster Man and Rush Dog are kind. They said, "Zoo, they destroyed me with the GameCube stuff." And then Rush Dog says the GameCube announcement killed the possibility of a Wind Waker HD port. Yes, Phil was talking about
Yes, it
that.
did.
And let me tell you why I'm sad too, because now I never get the answer. I never get the definitive answer to my prediction, which is I also greatly anticipated the Wind Waker as I like to call it, on the Nintendo Switch platform, because we could finally put this fucking bullshit Eiji Aonuma excuse to bed. Well, the game only ever sold on failing platforms, so if you put it on a better platform, it'll bullshit. I wanted that fucking put to rest. I wanted it to take a dirt nap so I could finally take my victory lap over Wind Waker. And I'm never gonna get to do that now. There'll always be some ambiguity. There'll always be that excuse for Wind Waker fans in the sales department. They robbed me of that. They robbed me.
They robbed him of his own power. This is like when your op dies and you didn't get to be the one to take him out.
Yes, I don't get to take my final victory lap over fucking boring ass selling Zelda.
And they won't do it now, because how stupid would it look for them to go, hey, you can play the GameCube version of Wind Waker through our Nintendo Online membership, but here's a physical copy of the Wii U version on your Switch. They won't do it. They won't do it now because it makes them look stupid. Like, oh, I could already play it on Nintendo Online. Why would I give you $60-$70 for this game? They won't do it.
They think we're stupid. The only question is, are they right? They think we're fucking stupid. That's why they did all that. They think we're stupid.
And yet they gave us Skyward Sword, which which to a lot of people is
that's
not
a worse game.
100%.
That is a worse game. We got the worst Zelda. Yep.
Yeah, but they don't give you Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, that are both way better games. If you
Both
can
of
get
those
past
games
the
are
hard start.
infinitely better than what I played. I couldn't even finish
Hard start
Skyward Sword.
in
I
Twilight
tried.
Princess, which is cool.
I tried for Nishquick, Pops. I tried to play that game. And I even had some appreciation for some of the stuff it was trying to do. could not finish
It
Skyward
definitely
Sword.
starts dragging
not.
once you get to the end game, honestly.
Oh my god, it was dragging ass by Elden. Elden Volcano was dragging its asshole.
When I get to the end
Across
game,
the
it's
fucking
like,
ground.
okay, so you've done all these 3 dungeons. I now need you to do 3 more
Oh god.
to stretch out the runtime by about 6 to 8 more hours. Skyward Sword drag.
Skyward Boar drug monster.
And I don't even know about these upgraded versions of the Switch game, like the Zelda Breath of the Wild, the Wind Waker. It didn't even seem like it was an upgrade, and they're going to probably sell it to you again for the higher MSRP. And it's like, okay, but all you're adding is like Google Maps. That's it. That's the only addition. Nothing else. Google Maps. Thanks.
So
If you know how to do something in a Zelda game that's talking about exploration and trying to look and find things and explore on your own, I won't actually use somebody else's tips. I'm gonna explore. That's the whole point of the game.
again, I haven't played much of Tears of the Kingdom. I haven't played much of Tears of the Fanboys, as I like to call it. Yet, but so I don't know if this holds for Tears of the Fanboys. But what I will say about Breath of the Wild, or as I like to call it, ow wow, because it's so fucking good. So it's Breath of the Wild. Wow. Picture the wild guy in me. But what I will say about that game is that you don't fucking need a Google Map system because the points of interest are literally, you can see them.
Mm-hmm.
There is always something interesting in the distance that draws your eye. Always. So what the fuck do I need Google Maps for? Now, maybe Fanboys needs that, but Breath of the Wild doesn't need that.
I don't know. It just seems like pointless upgrades that don't really make any sense. And then they were saying something that some of the upgrades will be free to those who get Nintendo Online. Then it's not free because you're having to pay a membership to get access to it. And can you get access to it outside of that? Like, if you get it outside of the Nintendo Online, you got to pay for it.
Everybody is shitting on this thing. Everybody. My friend Player Essence, my friend OJ, and you can't find like a more genuine, bigger Nintendo fan than OJ. OJ has been a Nintendo fan his whole life, and even he's like, software looks lit. Hardware, we gotta have a wait and see approach. Literally, that's Player Essence. Is like somebody who can find the good in almost anything unless it is absolute crap that he has to call out. Because he is a genuine fan of this company, and even he's like looking at this and like, yeah, I don't know about these key cards. That we probably need a wait and see approach on that. Not really liking what they do. Not really liking the pricing. Not really liking that they're charging for the fucking the tutorial walk around the fucking face of the video game system game.
That should have been a free package.
What the fuck?
Free package.
Yeah, well, I don't know why that was charged money. Like,
what
it's
the fuck?
The Nintendo Wii Sports of the Switch 2. That's what it is, and they're making you pay for. How much is the price for that, anyways? How much are they charging for that?
They don't have the balls to give us the price on that yet. If it's $60 or $70, I'm gonna shit. I don't think it will be.
It'd probably be $20, but even still, that's gonna be
even still
$20. I wouldn't even give $5 for that. I wouldn't give a wet fart for that. It's literally showing you how to use your console. It's a tutorial they're selling as a game. It's something that you should turn your Switch on for the first time, and it walked you through, and then you never look at it again.
Yeah, that is something else, man. No, that game, like, just seeing the fact that they showed that off. And the first thing, because they've always got one of those games, okay? It's not like they don't have one of these games at some point.
They always have those weird-ass games that
They do, and sometimes they're really good. Sometimes they're really, really good.
I don't think the box art is very good, Monster. I'm not a huge fan of it.
But yeah, if you look at these games, oh my god.
I mean, Wii Bowling was kind of fun.
Well, yeah, Wii Sports was incredible, but absolutely. But what I will say is, like, if anybody actually pays for that game, like, even if it's $20 and you pay for that fucking thing, I'm serious here. I really think that should be an IQ test. I think that should be an IQ test. And if you buy that game, I think you should be marched out on a stage. I think you should be forced to apologize on air to the entire world. Then you should be put on a leash, drug under the sewers to live like an animal below Los Angeles for the rest of your fucking life.
And then become a Ninja Turtle? No, you don't get to be that cool.
No, you get to be on a fucking leash tied to a slime
laugh my
pipe
ass
for the
off
rest of
if
your life.
OJ, I'm gonna laugh my ass off if OJ ties that. Y'all getting a big old fight over it. I'm gonna die. That's gonna be so funny. Oh, I kind of
You
wanted
should
to
have to
buy
live
it.
like an animal in LA sewers for the rest of your fucking life. if you spend $20 on that. Thoughts on the new box art monster? It sucks. It has Wii U vibes. It sucks. The only thing it may not be missing, and I bet it's there. I fucking bet it's there. Actually, I think Rush Dog might remember this. The first time I fucking snapped on the Wii, I don't know if he was around for that. That's way back in the zoo lore. But the first time I fucking snapped on the Wii was when I opened up my Wii box and I noticed that they put like fucking holes in the plastic. Like it was like so that they didn't have to manufacture a full fucking plastic box. So it made the already fucking flimsy cheap plastic even more fucking cheap and flimsy because it had like 6 holes, 3 on each side, like 3 like fancified holes in the fucking box itself. Like that's the only thing missing. So like if I pull my cover art out, is there gonna be like 3 strategically placed fucking holes so that the motherfuckers don't have to manufacture more plastic and save 3 cents on every fucking video game they produce physically? Is that what's gonna be on there? Because that's the only way the box works.
No, I want to know if there's going to be spine art this time or if there's not. But even if there is, it's not going to save the horrible cases because they look like ass.
Yeah, the cases look like shit. The box art so far is not super impressive.
Yeah.
The holes were in the shape of the recycling symbol. Yeah, because they were pushing that fucking bullshit. And never mind the fact that it doesn't matter if you recycle. Maybe, I don't know how Canada is. But again, the United States is a fucking remedial country in a lot of ways. You know that better than anybody looking at what's going on. A lot of our recycled shit literally gets thrown in the fucking dumpster in the trash with everything else. They don't recycle shit. That was a big fucking scandal here 10, 15 years back.
Yep.
Yeah, ostensibly it was meant to reduce plastic. No, it was meant to reduce their fucking budget by 0.5 cent. Like, they don't give a fuck about the environment. This is fucking video game companies. They're all pushing AI bullshit. They don't care. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I hate these fucking companies so much. I'm so mad at the games industry tonight.
Yeah, we can. Wow, I wasn't able to tell.
It's just a mess, man.
Like basically I'm staring in the mirror at my own mortality. Like I understand that like literally once again my time as like a gamer who can enjoy the current year gaming is just over. It's just over and I'm going to have to go back to being a retro gamer for another 10 fucking years.
Yeah. And I mean, folks, listen to this. We sound like a bunch of old men rambling at the sky, but
you should listen to us.
But it's like you can't just keep blindly supporting this stuff. Like, who is this stuff for? Because it's not for me. It's not really for me. I mean, yeah, some of the games are cool, but a few cool games doesn't like wash away all the negative stuff that comes along with this new console. And it's just like with the PS5. Like it's the same thing. They made a worse console and they make you pay more. They actually come out with the Pro, and it's worse than the launch PS5 that they now discontinued and people actually want because it actually has the built-in disk drive. So it's just like these generations just get worse, and I'm with you. I'm ready to just like peace out and go play the games that where it was simpler. I didn't have to worry about a bunch of nonsense. I think I will pick up an OLED and I'll just enjoy that for a couple of years and get any Switch stragglers that I can because the Switch prices
prices will probably go up. It will go well in games will go up as people favor getting Switch games over Switch 2 because of all the high prices and the shenanigans and the nonsense decisions with the digital cards and key cards and like VIP, whatever other card they want to come out with. I swear it sounds like I'm buying a stack of freaking Nintendo based credit cards over here with all the cards they want to have, or like I'm playing Doom. But it's like I'm playing Doom. I need like 15 cards in order to play one game or something. It's so crazy. Like, just keep it simple. You mucked it up. You made it more of a headache for people that just want to play games. They just want to play games. What?
Yeah, it's a very frustrating turn of events. I'm trying to be optimistic about it, but I really don't know at this point.
Yeah.
I've got PC,
like
so
the only optimistic thing I could say is like the games kind of look cool and the hardware isn't necessarily bad. But it's just everything else is a mess, and that makes me not want to buy this thing for a very long time to see what's going to happen.
We've got a piece of
Um,
hostile hardware in the way of the software. The software looks fine. Software looks fine. I
yeah,
haven't seen anything mind blowing yet. I don't know. That Mario Kart was pretty fucking good. But so I guess I'll say the Mario Kart looks pretty mind blowing, but that's about it so far. But it doesn't matter what kind of software because they've got. So when you've got a piece of hostile hardware in the way of your games like that, it's gonna suck the fun out of them anyway.
yeah, yep,
It's
that's
the
true.
problem the Wii U had. It's the problem the Xbone had when it was gonna launch. Like it's just a console that doesn't feel fun. The Wii felt fun. The Switch felt fun. This does not seem like it's a fun time. The console itself looks burdensome. There's a reason why
Uh,
everybody is fucking reacting the same way. Everybody. If you can, Crimson, pull up the Mutahar clip I just sent you for chat. If you can, show
yeah,
them.
it's already right here. The Nintendo Switch 2 looks disappointing.
Yeah, show them that. That clip just that tells a whole fucking story. There you go. That's Mutahar, one of the largest people on the planet as far as video game space goes. Yeah,
he
there you go.
looks
Suck on that fucking dick, Nintendo.
he
Another
looks like
satisfied customer.
he looks like the Switch 2
Another
damn
satisfied
diarrhea.
customer, Mutahar.
Yep. We'll just have to see what
Yeah.
happens next. Like, that's the main
Yep.
thing right now. All we can do is wait and see. It might be the end.
So many satisfied customers.
Yeah, but I kind of don't really have anything else to talk about. Do you guys? Like, we kind of went over our issues with it.
Oh no,
Yeah.
this thing is gonna be, man. I'm just here for downfalls at this point. I am looking forward to downfalls.
I don't know, but like I said, I'm gonna just sit back and wait. I know a lot of friends online are probably over like, they're gonna run out and they buy it. They just ain't gonna care. And you know what? That's their prerogative. It's their money. They're gonna do what they want. But I'm gonna do what I always do, and I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch, and I'm gonna just see how everything unfolds. And I ain't gonna worry about it. Like I will, enjoy the Switch with the games that I have, and pick up an OLED and do that, and just let other people do all their craziness. They want to support this day one. That's their thing, but it's not going to happen with me. Like it's not. I'm not paying $80-$90 for each like Nintendo Switch game, of $450 to the console before tax, and then got to get the Pro controller and the micro SD card and all that nonsense because like I already have a Switch that works, that has all the games. Like I don't have to go through a bunch of other bull crap. I can just play what I have and be happy.
But think about
Sometimes
it, Phil.
people need to just be with what they have.
But think about it,
Hmm?
Philly. Think about it.
Right.
256 internal gigabyte storage on a next gen console.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking
Yep.
space, isn't it?
Yep.
When they're literal
Yep.
fucking games. Call of Duty, I think, is half of that by itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, at least they gave you a lot of space for that $450 reduce.
Yeah. It's not 500 and it's not OLED though.
Kickstand not included.
Yeah.
Yeah, vertical stand not included. That'll be another $20.
Yeah, so that's really all we had to say. Thank you all for joining us for another episode.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Yeah, I'll be uploading this to the second channel. I'll be leaving. I know I'll leave Phil's YouTube under it. I don't know if you want me to do that with your channel, Switch.
Yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, I mean it's largely retired, but I'll still do borrowing from time to time on it. So yeah, might as well. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll leave their channels. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you all for coming. This will be on the second channel. Thank you, Monster. Everyone have a good night.
See you guys later.